Well, hello everyone, and today what we would like to do, and especially my capacity as chairperson of the nominating committee, is to introduce you to some of our candidates, and especially our young candidates. As you know, we've been trying very hard to have diversity, to have younger people in, and we're very pleased today to welcome both Judy and Ben, who are from our Young Members Committee, and the objective today is to get them to introduce themselves and see a bit what their thoughts and visions are for the club. So without further ado, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Don't be too intimidated. It's all
right.
Okay. There's only 2 people watching actually, so that's all right. Judy, how old are you? It's okay.
I'm 38.
So Judy's 38 and a very lively person, as you can see. Ben?
I'm 33.
33, the young one here. And how long have you been a member of the club?
Since 2013.
2013, Ben?
Since 2017.
Wow, 2 very young members in every sense of the word. Judy, why did you join the club?
So I actually get involved with the club mostly in the rowing section.
Yeah.
And now as the chairperson for the coastal rowing subcommittee, I'm now also more involved in coastal rowing from Middle Island and Keller Island as well.
Oh, fantastic. And yourself, Ben?
I actually joined the club back in 2017 because of paddling. Okay. So actually I'm with the Royal X team, because by the time I was told by my friends saying that Royal X is the best Hong Kong Dragon Boat team, so I joined the club because of paddling. And later, after that, I got more interested in other sports, including rowing, outrigger, and sailing. And actually now I split my time doing paddling and sailing. Actually spend a lot of time either in Sai Kung or in Deepwater Bay. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for this clarification. So you're actually a bit of a renaissance man. You do a bit of everything.
Yeah. I think that the club is really good. Yeah, the club has got a wide variety of all the sports we can play with. I think that, like at the very beginning, I was only interested in paddling. But then I found that actually there are more options out there, and then I just tried it and actually loved most of the sport I tried. And
finally you saw the light and started sailing. That's something absolutely important. Obviously, it's a bit friendly rivalry. It's always good.
I love everything about the club, to be honest. Committees making all the decisions really based on what the interest of members and also what is the best of the club. This balance is really something that I really like. And also we have great facilities. Everything is by the ocean. It's really nice. And also I think we have very friendly members as well. So then everybody comes here with a element of fun, whether it's on a sailing boat or getting onto rowing, social rowing. So it's really everything.
Excellent. Ben, so if you had to recommend the club to some of your friends, what would you say?
The first thing that I probably would mention is this is a sports club. I think that it's compared with other clubs, this one, people come here mainly for sports. We do all the different kinds of water sports. So if they are into any of the water activities, I think it's the club to go. So that would be the main reason I recommend the club. Apart from that, this is, compared with a lot of other clubs, it's one of the very affordable clubs as well. Mm-hmm. In terms of facilities that they offered, and basically, if they want to have a good experience, like not only on the water but also off the water, I think this is the club to go. Yeah.
Excellent. So if you are both elected, which we hope, what do you think you would bring? Maybe we'll start with Ben first.
Sure.
All right. So I served the 4 years in Young Member Committee. Mm-hmm. I know one of the biggest issues from the club is the aging issue, the population of
Clearly
the club.
It's not a problem anymore.
Well, actually, we hope that we can solve this issue, not only with the Young Member Committee, but also bring the perspective into General Committee, so that when we are making the decision for the club, we can also have the voice from the young community, which is important because otherwise we might not be able to have a more inclusive or diverse environment. So I think that's definitely one of the things I can offer.
You're right. The point of view of a younger based membership, I think, is very important.
Yeah. So apart from that, I work in tech industry, and I think that there could be something that we can do, like regarding how to build up the, I don't know, tech stacks or the infrastructure of the club. Yeah, I can also offer some help on that regard.
Great, excellent, Judy.
Great. For me, I think this is a very interesting time for not only the club, but also for Hong Kong as well. So for me, I have really thought about maybe thinking about inwardly. What I mean is trying to link up the within the club, because we have a lot of talents leaving Hong Kong. So maybe it's time for us to also link up within, different sections to actually gather the talents together. And externally, I think it's also a good time because of all the lockdowns and stuff, we cannot travel. And so it would be good to also expand, our footprint within Hong Kong as well. So then introducing the rowing sport, the sailing sport, paddling sport to the wider community in Hong Kong, I think that would be a very interesting expansion for us. And so internally we'll be stronger, and externally we can, expand further as well.
Great. Now, if you had to say, if you'd like to see something in the club that you don't have today, is there something?
If I really have to pick something that I want the club to have, it could be more options of water activities. So I know that we already got a lot. For example, windsurfing or kite surfing. There are some other water sports that actually I hear some feedback from members. They are also interested. So I'm just thinking that if possible, we can evaluate the options. I know that our facilities are already quite at its own maximum capacity already. Yeah, but yeah, I think that we can potentially evaluate the options and see what's possible and what's not.
Absolutely. Judy?
For me, I think it's the sailing for rowers and rowing for sailors bit that I think it would be great, because my time serving with the YMC as well, what I have seen is I have a lot of committee members who are my peers who would be asking me, how do I get involved? And even though they call us crazy, waking up really early in the morning to train.
Yes, you are.
They still are interested in the sport. So after all, it's a water sports driven club. So then I do think that the sailing for rowers and then rowing for sailors bit would be great to have internally.
Absolutely. We had plans over the last 2 years to actually have a competition between rowing and sailing. So rowers would compete in sailing and sailing would compete in rowing, and we would award a trophy. Because back in the days, back in the early 1900s, there was a challenge made by the rowing section, which was refused by the sailing section. So I thought it's something we should definitely revive at the end of the day to have a better understanding between the sections. Closing arguments, if I may say so. The floor is yours. Who would you like?
Actually, the other day I was having conversation with kind of like a senior members within the club, and he actually mentioned quite a lot of histories that I may not know of. So actually,
we have a lot of history. I don't know half of it.
And actually, I think that I'm willing to learn more about how the club is running, and I'm willing to put in the efforts to basically do more for the club. I had a big argument with my wife the other day, like how should I split the time between family and then also the club, and it was like the club has a very special place in my heart. I mean, apart from work and life, it's almost where I spend most of my time, and I would love to try to do what I can do to make it better.
Excellent. But don't forget your wife and family. Judy.
Great. For me, I think I would like people to remember me that I really enjoy collaborating, and I also bring a lot of respect for people, especially being in a members-led club. Everybody is volunteering their time, and I respect that. and also everyone has their interests, which is great. How do we come together and really discuss what's the best for the club, and also how can we bring our advantages to our members?
Well, thank you very much, Judy. That's great. Thank you, Ben.
Thank
There you
you.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. Both Judy and Ben, some of your candidates for the forthcoming EGM on the 9th of June. Thank you very much. Momentary lapse of memory. So important that if you come, you vote. We are a members club, as both have mentioned. We are a sports club, as both have mentioned. And it's also up to you to go out and make your voice heard and vote for our people. Till then, thank you very much.